Hey, my name's Josh. I'm going to be showing you my vinyl collection. I'm a pretty new collector, so I don't have too many records, but I guess we'll get right into it. So first, I'll go over my box sets. All right, so first is, of course, Led Zeppelin. Song remains the same. This is the 4 LP version with Dazed and Confused on one side. So I searched pretty hard to find that one. Um, then we've got some Motorhead. This is the 1979 box, which comes with Overkill and Bomber and two live LPs, double live LPs, and then I think a full disc of alternate takes and unreleased stuff. And yeah, this is a pretty cool box set. I really like Motorhead. I love this box set. It's very high quality. I highly recommend it, especially if you're just getting into Motorhead and you don't have any of their albums. This will be a great box set, 1979. Then another Motorhead, the Ace of Spades box, which man, this thing is incredible. It's a great album, Ace of Spades. I think this comes with two double live albums from the Ace Up Your Sleeve tour. It comes with a double album of unreleased tracks and demos. It comes with a 10-inch of instrumentals. I mean, this box is insane. So highly recommend the Ace of Spades box too. And the last of the boxes is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Live 75 to 85. Pretty common box set to find. This is my dad's copy, so it's got quite a bit of wear on it. This is original 1985. Yeah, not much more to say about this. I mean, just a classic box set that's in most people's collection. Okay, on to the albums. First, I got Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, AC/DC. Pretty classic record. I mean, what can you say about AC/DC? This is the only one I have. Not the biggest AC/DC fan, but maybe this record will get me into them the more I listen to it. And we got America, self-titled, 1971. This is a great record. Acoustic. I mean, what you got on Sandman is on here, which is probably my favorite America song. Yeah, great record, great record. Then we got a band called Black Moth and Anatomical Venus is the name of this record. I can't remember how I found out about them, but it's kind of like psychedelic doom type. It's really great. I listened to it probably 3 times in the last few months, and it sounds great. All right, the next band we're going to talk about is called Blackberry Smoke, and I really love Blackberry Smoke. I've seen them twice here in Cleveland. Great band. Charlie Starr has a great voice. They're all great guitar players, great musicians, great singers. So their first one I have is The Whippoorwill, double album. I think this is the first record by them I listened to. It's a pretty great record. I mean, awesome stuff. Then we got the album that came after it, Find a Light. Great. Amanda Shires sings backing vocals on some of the tracks. She's a great vocalist. Then we got the Southern Ground Sessions, which is albums from the previous two, or songs from the previous 2 albums, and they're all acoustic, which is great. I love some acoustic Blackberry Smoke. Next, they got their most recent studio album, You Hear Georgia. This is probably my favorite out of all their albums so far, and they're releasing a new album in February of next year, so I'll be pretty happy to hear what that sounds like. They are huge Stones fans, and this next record is great. Stoned. And it's all Rolling Stones covers. You got, I think, Street Fightin' Man, Tumbling Dice, I Got the Blues, Can't You Hear Me Knockin'? I mean, just great stuff. I highly recommend Blackberry Smoke if you don't know who they are. They're a great band. Alright, now we got Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown, self-titled. Great record. This is the only one I have from them, sadly. But, man, what can I say? Just great blues rock from, mid-2000s now. They're still going. Tyler Bryant, he's playing that Strat, and just great stuff. Then we have a classic, Deja Vu. Great album. What can I say? I mean, Neil Young's contribution to this album is pretty cool. I will say, I like CSN better than CSNY, but this is a fantastic record. Next, we got Heart Attack by Dust. This is a great rock record. Marky Ramone plays on this. This is 72, I believe, which is obviously before he joined the Ramones. His drumming on this record is insane. This is their second album. I believe it's their last album. Their first album, self-titled, also has Marky, and he's an insane drummer. If you don't know this record and the first record, go check them out. Great. All right, next we're going to be talking about Fastway, self-titled. This is a great record. The band formed from Pete Way and Fast Eddie. Pete Way from UFO and Fast Eddie from Motorhead, hence the name Fastway. Although Pete Way doesn't actually play on this record, who does? No, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not looking at the back of the album cover, just the liner notes. I can't remember. If you know, drop it in the comments. But this is a great record. Their second album is great, but I just don't think they made it just as big as this one. They never made it huge again, which is a shame. I mean, they're a great band, but Fastway, 1983. All right, next we got Fleetwood Mac with Then Play On, Peter Green era. I love Peter Green. Sadly, this is the only Fleetwood Mac album I have, but it's a pretty damn good record. I mean, Oh Well just by itself is enough to buy this album. So if you're used to the Buckingham Nicks era of Fleetwood Mac, I suggest you go back to the 60s and go check out these Peter Green era albums. They're really underrated nowadays. All right, next we got the Flying Burrito Brothers with Burrito Deluxe, with of course Graham Parsons and Bernie Ledden from Eagles, and of course Chris Hillman from the Byrds as well. Just great country rock. I mean, what else can you say about the Burritos, right? Of course, Wild Horses is on here. The Stones apparently wrote it, but who knows? But this was released first. This was released in 1970, and the Stones version was released in 71, of course, on Sticky Fingers. But yeah, this record is great. Highly suggest the Burritos. All right, next we got one of my favorite blues artists. Sadly, he has passed, but talking about Rory, the Rory Gallagher. This is a self-titled 50th anniversary, of course. It's a trifold, and comes with the original studio albums, demos. What else? I think a live show. Yeah, alternate takes, and then one side of the BBC. Okay. Man, this record sounds great. I love his debut. Then of course we got his first live album, live in Europe. Great album. So Rory had a thing where he, for every two studio albums he released a live album, and he has a ton of live shit. It's great. Then we got Blueprint, 73. Great record. This is a promo copy. It sounds great. Not my favorite Rory album, but I mean, early Rory is great anyways, so. Then you got Against the Grain, 75, that classic Strat, that worn out, relict Strat. That definitely made relic guitar famous. But yeah, Rory's the man. I mean, can't go wrong with Rory, right? Then we got Calling Card, probably my favorite Rory album, 76. I mean, just his tone on all these records are incredible. I mean, it's hard to beat some Rory, right? Then we got Photo Finish, probably my second favorite Rory album, 1978. Great record. I mean, Shadow Play. Can't get enough of that song, you know. All right, and so far that's my Rory. I hope to get more of it soon, but yeah, Rory's the man. All right, now we're just getting into some metal territory with Girls' School. Hit and Run, fantastic record. I mean, Come On, Let's Go, The Hunter, Following the Crowd, Kick It Down. Kick It Down's probably my favorite track. But also, you got I'm Your Victim. I mean, Watch Your Step is great. Just a fantastic record, Hit and Run. Then probably my favorite record by them is Screaming Blue Murder from 1982. This is kind of when they started to get a little commercial, but the songs are still incredible. I mean, Don't Call It Love. The title track is great. They covered Live With Me by the Stones. Great cover. Hellraiser is just, oh my god, that's the epitome of new wave of British heavy metal. My favorite track is probably Wildlife or Hellraiser. I mean, it's hard to argue with those two, but yeah, Screaming Blue Murder by Girls' School. Great album. Then the third I got from Girls' School is live album, Glasgow's 82. This is a relatively recent release, archival. But yeah, it's basically promoting the Screaming Blue Murder album, which obviously I'm going to buy that. So that's my Girls' School so far. Then we got John Hammond, self-titled, I think 1963. Great acoustic blues record. I mean, I love acoustic blues, especially John Hammond. I mean, he's the man. I really need more of his records. This is the only one I have. It's a shame. I really need to get some more John Hammond in my life. All right, next we're going to go into some country territory. We got Emmylou Harris with Pieces of the Sky. I think this is her debut. She released 2 albums in 75, so I kind of get confused. But yeah, she has an incredible voice. Of course, she sang with Graham Parsons up until the day he died, and that's when she started her solo career. And yeah, it's unfortunate that he passed, but with it came a beautiful solo career for Emmylou. So he really shot her up into the stars with his music. So, and I think this is her second album, or well, Pieces of the Sky was her second album, but her first album was released in '70, and yeah, it's a whole story. But her third album is Elite Hotel from 1975. Great album, great country record. I mean, if you like country and you don't know who Emmylou is, then you're doing something wrong. Then her third album, well, fourth, Luxury Liner, released in '77. Great track, or great album. She covers, I think, She by Graham Parsons, which is a beautiful song. So yeah, that's my Emmylou so far. Got The Highwaymen, pretty good record. I mean, this is one with Amanda Shires and Brandi Carlile. I mean, come on. Two amazing voices, especially for country music. I mean, just a great double LP. All right, next we got a Swedish band, very short-lived. They only released 2 studio records, and this is the only one I can find. A band called Honeymoon Disease, part human but mostly beast, or part human, mostly beast. I can't remember how I found out about this band, but I just love it. It's like 70s rock. I mean, from 2015, 2016, something around there. But yeah, just a great band, great record. It's a shame they only lasted, what, 2-3 years? Alright, next we got some Maiden. Got the self-titled record, 1980. I mean, I don't have to say anything about that. Then we got Peace of Mind. Also don't have to say anything about that. Just awesome records. Alright, now we got a band called Jojo Gunn. This is their debut, I believe 1972. And if you recognize this guy, it's Jay Ferguson. Yep. But yeah, the big hit off of this record was Run, Run, Run. But yeah, this is great 70s rock record. I mean, what more to say about Jojo Gunn, right? And of course, we got my favorite band, Led Zeppelin, of course. I got 2. I'm not going to say anything about any of these records because I don't feel the need to. Zeppelin 3. Zeppelin 4. Houses. Yes, I know they're all Jimmy Page remasters. Except for this one, Presence. That's all I got for Zeppelin right now, but I'm looking to get better Zeppelin copies. So yeah, I'm still missing a few, obviously. I'm missing the debut, I'm missing Physical Graffiti, and In Through the Outdoor, but I'll get those. Alright, now we got, I think, a Swedish, either Swedish or German, I can't remember. They're a newer band. called Lucifer. Now, the lead singer, she was in a band called The Oath. They only released one record, and that was great, like Doom 70s type stuff. This is kind of the same. Of course, he's the lead singer from the Helicopters. And so, yeah, great music. Sadly, this is the only record I have from them, but they have 4 studio albums, and I believe they're releasing a 5th studio album soon, so I'm looking forward to listening to that. All right, we got Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush, Tales of the Unexpected. I think Frank Marino is probably one of the most underrated guitar players of his generation and maybe of all time. I mean, the dude can play. Yeah, of course, he classically covered All Along the Watchtower and Norwegian Wood. But Sister Change is a great song. Yeah, it's Frank Marino. And the title track is a pretty damn good instrumental. All right, we got some more blues for you. The Blues Breakers, Crusade. This is the one with Mick Taylor on it. 67, I believe. Great record. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with any of the Blues Breakers albums from the 60s. Yeah, just great blues. Right before he joined the Stones, I mean, you really get to hear what he sounded like before he got to Let It Bleed. Or even more Sticky Fingers, because he played more on Sticky Fingers, Mick Taylor. But yeah, John Mayall, Blues Breakers, Crusade. Great record. Alright, next we got some Mellencamp. American Fool, 1982. Obviously, we all know Jack and Diane and Hurt So Good. But some really great tracks on here are Dangerless, Can You Take It? Thunder and Hearts is my favorite track. China Girl's great. Close Enough is another rockin' tune. Yeah, I mean, every track on the album is great. Yeah, John Cougar, self-titled, or not self-titled, American Fool, 1982. Next we got Uh-Huh, which is his next album, released in 1983. This is one with Pink Houses on it, everybody knows that one. But some really great tracks on here are Crumbling Down, Love and Motherfolia, that's probably my favorite track. We got Serious Business. I mean, this might be my favorite record from him. And also this next record might be my favorite, which is Scarecrow, 1985, his next record from Uh-Huh. And this one's got Rumble Seat, it's got The Face of the Nation, which is probably my favorite track on the album. It's got, of course, Rain on the Scarecrow, which is fantastic. Minutes to Memories, Lonely All Night, great tracks. Then we got his next record, The Lonesome Jubilee. Again, I mean, he had a pretty great run from 82 to about 94. And yeah, just great music on here. Check It Out, great song. Paper and Fire, probably my favorite track. Down and Out in Paradise was also great. The Real Life is might be my favorite. And then this is a bootleg. I think it's a concert from 88. Yeah, 88. Yeah, double album, great live album. And we got his next studio album, Big Daddy, 1989. Um, this has Big Daddy of Them All, To Live, Martha Say, which is probably my favorite track. Theo and Weird Henry, that's a funny song. So then we got a 12-inch single, Rave On. I believe this is from 91, or no, 88. 88 as well. Then, of course, he didn't release too many more albums on vinyl until this record, Life, Death, Love, and Freedom, 2008. This is a very underrated Mellencamp record. This is a very, very dark record. I mean, it's got If I Die Sudden, which is very dark, Troubled Land, great song, Young Without Lovers, John Cocker's Don't Need This Body. I mean, my favorite song on the album is Gina, probably. Very dark record. I really like it. So it's my Mellencamp